Reading 50 books last year was probably one of the greatest challenges that I've ever faced, but today I'm here to share with you guys 6 lessons that I learned from that experience. Now, I've added a bonus tip and lesson at the end for you guys as well, but if you're just going to skip right to the end, well, okay. Otherwise, let's just get this started. The first lesson here is to set high and hard goals. Now, if you want to grow and develop, you got to find ways to challenge yourself. And goal setting, effective and smart goals are a way for you to do exactly that. But understand here that it's not just about the goals. Yes, you want to have those type of goals that make people wonder, how the hell are you going to do that? What you'll learn here is that it's more about building your identity, the type of habits that you'll create because of these goals, and the type of person that you'll become. So you'll learn that this is going to be more important than actually achieving the goal itself. The second lesson I learned is that it's okay to read a book multiple times. Now, there are 2 parts to this lesson that I want to talk about. The first part is about building and developing an understanding of the book itself. You might find that you really struggle to understand a particular book the first time you read it, but that's okay. Apparently, we only remember about 10% of what we read anyway, so don't beat yourself up on it. Just take that time to be able to relax, sit back, and then be able to go back to the book and read it again. Because each time that you read it, you'll be able to pick up on information that you didn't really come across the first time out. So when you can, find that time to be able to read a book again. The other reason for reading a book multiple times is because you found the book to be really, really good. When you find a really great book, one that's quite valuable in terms of the information that it provides, one that's going to help you just become a better person, find that time to read it again. But don't just read it straight away. Give yourself that time to let the first set of information just sink in and then get back at it. Again, each time that you read it, you're picking up new information and you're learning a little bit more about yourself too. Reading is going to help you better understand yourself, the world, and the people around you. Now, you're going to get this just from reading different types of books. And if you're a non-fiction reader, reading books on human interactions, behavior, and social connections, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. And ultimately down the line, you'll understand that we're all fundamentally the same. So you'll be able to understand and learn about others at the same time. It's the same for fiction readers. You're going to learn some things from the characters that you come across from some of the books that you're reading, and you'll learn how they relate to some of the people around you in your life. And if you start to understand yourself just that little bit better, you'll start to develop a little bit of confidence in yourself as well. And people will start to notice that. They'll see that in the way you behave and the way you carry yourself. My 4th lesson here is to make reading a habit and make it as easy as possible. Now, this sort of ties in with the first lesson, but after you've set that high and hard goal that you're trying to achieve, you want to break it down into small little chunks that you feel confident enough to be able to achieve, and ones that you can also measure on a regular basis. For me, I set the goal to read 50 books in 2022, but I also understood that books come in various sizes, texts, and styles. So I needed a simpler way to be able to measure this. So with that idea, I broke it down into the number of pages that I should be reading per day, and I felt that it was something that I could achieve and something that I could do. But understand that everyone's going to be different. For you, you might have to break it down a little bit further. For some people, this might be a little bit easy, so they might want something more challenging. You're going to be able to decide on that. So whatever you're doing, it doesn't have to be reading. It could be losing weight, for example, or getting that new promotion at work. Decide what you're comfortable with, make it easy, make it habitual in the short term, and make sure that it challenges you in the long term. Now, the 5th lesson and tip here is to diversify your reading. This is pretty simple. Make sure that you read books that challenge you. Books that will allow you to grow and develop and expand yourself. You can't always read the easy stuff. So make sure you go out and find books on topics that you've never come across before, topics that you're not familiar with, topics that will just get you thinking a little bit more. As Jim Rohn would always say, let your library show that you're a serious student. So yeah, don't forget to diversify and expand your reading. Lesson number 6 is that you don't have to read a book cover to cover. If you find yourself with a book that you're not enjoying or that's not providing any sort of value to you, put it away. You don't have to waste any time on books that don't do anything for you. And you have to make that decision yourself. Now, if you come across a book that's got topics that you've already come across or that you're already familiar with, skip those parts as well. You don't need to read about the 80-20 rule or the law of attraction another 200 times. Just take out the parts that you need and you find most valuable and skip the rest. Now, I've added this bonus tip for you guys as well because I understand that everyone is different and that reading is not for everyone. So the bonus lesson and tip here is to make your own rules. Make your own rules to build that capacity to be able to think for yourself. Make your own rules because you might prefer audiobooks or listening to book summaries rather than sitting down and reading a physical copy of a book. Make your own rules because you're the only person that decides what that success looks like. Make your own rules because simply put, you can. So that's that, guys. Those are 6 lessons and tips that I learned from reading last year. And you know very damn well that this year I'm going to be challenging myself once again. And I'll definitely be looking to improve on 50 books from last year. But anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts about reading in general. What kind of impact has it had on you? And what are some of the lessons that you've learned as well? As always, I really do appreciate you guys for coming this far into the video. So thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. See you later.